What would be the best argument from the other side? How would they explain this problem of suffering? What would be their best argument?
Oh, they say that we all come to Earth sinful, which I also don't understand. How can we be sinful? Especially a baby didn't do anything except breathe. If breathing or taking oxygen from Earth meaning a sin, then this is crazy. But
Do you have time for a quick interview?
yeah, sure.
Awesome. My name's Michael.
Nice to meet you, Iulia.
Yulia?
Yeah.
How do you spell that, Yulia?
I-U-L.
I-U-L. That's really interesting. Where's that from?
Russia. Double I.
Double A?
L, double I.
Double I?
A.
Yulia. Okay. So I'm practicing a new conversational method, and I ask friendly questions to explore a claim that you have about the world that you think is true.
Yeah.
So there are three goals. The first one is I want to maintain rapport throughout the whole conversation. The second one is I really want to fully understand your claim and how you get there. And then the third one is, as long as the first two are met, I want to explore together, like in a partnership, whether we have a reliable way to know if the claim is true. It can really be about anything. So you're in complete control. So it could be, for example, oh, by the way, I set the timer for 5 minutes just to respect your time.
Yeah.
But if you enjoy it, you can go longer. It's up to you, right?
Sure.
And it can be anything. It could be, for example, maybe you believe astrology is true, or maybe you believe that aliens have visited Earth. I don't know. It could be, it's completely up to you. Maybe you believe in a higher power. It's completely your choice. Do you have anything?
It has to be true or it has to be false?
It helps if it's something that you have a strong view that it's true. And it also helps it could help if you're maybe undecided as well, because maybe this can help you to explore whether this is something that you have a good reason to believe in as well.
So can it be like, I do not believe in God?
Could be.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you mind if I record it?
Yeah, I don't mind. Go
Awesome.
for it.
Okay. Okay, so would you like that to be the claim, that God does not exist?
Yes.
Okay. God does not exist. Okay. Whoops, let me just turn that off. And whoops. Okay, Iulia, when you say God does not exist, what do you mean by God? Help me to understand what that means.
Okay, God is a supernatural creature, I guess.
Supernatural. Did you say agent?
Creature.
Okay, creature. Yeah.
Who basically rules with our lives.
Okay.
Basically, when everything is predicted by God.
Okay.
I don't know if it makes sense, but
yeah, I think so. So what I'm hearing is three things. Correct me if I'm wrong here. So by God you mean something outside of our reality that presents itself here. Something supernatural, right?
Yes.
Outside the natural.
Yeah.
Some sort of agent, a creature, so a being that completely rules our lives, has all power over our lives, or only sometimes, or we.
That's a good question. Because I believe it doesn't exist, or he or she. I believe that we are in full control of our power, or of our lives.
Okay.
But some people may think that God is fully controlling, or maybe partially controlling.
Okay.
So I don't know where that stands from.
So whether they believe partially or fully, that's inconsistent with your claim, right? That God does not exist.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So rules our lives either partially or fully. Okay. And I heard you say predicted. Did I hear that right, or did you say predicted? Help me down. Can't remember. Was it? Yeah.
Maybe it was like predicting our fate.
Okay. Predicting our fate. So would know what our fate is?
Yes.
Yes, would know. Okay. Would know. Okay. So what would be your main reason for having this conviction?
For not believing.
Yeah. Actually, first of all, how confident are you on a scale between 0 and 100? 100 absolutely certain? Okay. So 100% certain. Okay. And what would be your main reason for getting you there?
We have scientific evidence
Okay.
that we are in control.
Okay.
We have basically, if God existed and people, everyone who is praying to Him, or whoever it is,
Yes.
then why are they still, in a bad, like some people have bad conditions? Why isn't He curing children? Why, if He's that good or that smart, why does He want people to be in pain or suffering?
Yes. Okay.
And yeah, it's been proven a long time ago that if we don't sacrifice someone, or if you sacrifice someone, the rain will come, right? That was beforehand. People used to kill people because there was no rain, and we clearly know now that it's dependent on absolutely different conditions.
I think the Vikings used to sacrifice themselves and things like that. Yeah, they used to volunteer.
There's all sorts of sacrifices and things for them. Supernatural.
So would that be the main reason that you see that the claim that there is a God entails that the God is powerful, that rules our lives, predicts our future?
Yes.
Yet, in reality, what we see is that there's a lot of suffering.
Yes.
And that praying to God isn't...
And then because we can't predict our future, because we don't know what's going to happen. You have choices all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And those choices aren't guided by supernatural power. They're guided by the circumstances around you.
Right. So the choices in our experience are dictated by the natural world, the impact that the natural world has on us, the
social
environment.
Life, financial life, your environment you live in.
Yeah. Okay.
Your networks. Your education.
What could you observe, or what could you notice that might increase your confidence that this is true, that God doesn't exist? Is there anything else that would... I guess there isn't, because you're at 100% already.
Yeah, it's...
Can we take it the other way? Is there any... Do you mind if we keep going a little bit?
Sure.
Yeah. Can we take it the other way? Is there anything that you could notice that might, or become aware of, that might decrease your confidence, even a little bit, like a smidgen?
Let's say people who who were born and raised in that environment, like praying God.
Okay.
If their prayers would mostly come true.
So if
Which
we
by
had...
coincidence, some of them will, when you really want, I don't know, to go on holidays and you don't have money, but all of a sudden you won a lottery and you go. It doesn't mean that God gave you the money.
Yeah. Okay.
It's coincidence. But if most of them or all of them prayers were true, then yes.
Would we say like 80 to 100% came true? Then that would decrease your confidence? Or
priests and popes, whoever talk to God, would show me how they communicate, and if I hear like a voice from above or whatever it is, like that actual evidence to confirm that it exists.
I'm just going to play devil's advocate here. Excuse the pun on the words. Is it sometimes the case that people can hear voices, but that's not actually true?
Some people are schizophrenic and have hallucinations. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some people hear voices in a dream and think that it might relate to some supernatural.
Okay.
But I don't believe that's true.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do a quick recap then. So we've got God is a supernatural creature, rules our lives, predicts our future. And I do not agree with that. Yeah. And the main reasons are it's inconsistent with the idea that there's a lot of suffering in the world.
Yeah. It's inconsistent with scientific evidence.
And that the scientific evidence, what I heard you say was it closes the gaps. Like before we didn't know, so
Yes.
there was a belief, and then as science closed the gap on that, those sort of practices died out because they realised that there were explanations in nature
Yeah.
for it. Yeah, that's what I heard. Okay. What would lower your confidence is maybe if priests were able to demonstrate in some way that was reliable, that they were accurately communicating, that you heard this communication yourself, that might decrease your confidence a little bit.
And also if they were doing it for free. Like they were,
okay,
it's all about money these days, I feel like.
Right.
And church does not get taxed.
No donations?
No donations.
So does that mean not taking 10% of your income?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
And with each baptized person, government paid the organization, which is churches, more money, which is not being taxed. So where does that money go? And if God is supernatural, who are we giving this money to?
Okay. Is that a reliable way to know if the actual claim is true, if money is going to a church?
It's not a reliable way, but it's just another, I guess, reason of why we created this belief, because people want to make money and people like being comforted.
Yep.
But it doesn't mean that it actually exists.
Right, okay. So it's a pointer, but not necessarily, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, okay. With the idea of being 100% certain, I'm just wondering how is it that we can be 100% certain of anything? Is it possible that we can't be 100% certain?
It is possible, but I'm 100% certain. Because if you think about it, okay, like, if God is communicating with these, people who are almost there, they're messengers, then why can't he say that, these, the fires are coming and we can't prevent them? Why isn't he telling us, of bad things that are happening to civilization? Or why isn't he, for example, punishing us for not treating Earth right, like global warming? And we know that he does not do global warming.
Yes.
It's the temperature rise and carbon emissions and stuff that increase it. Why isn't he telling us, okay, we're doing it wrong? There would be, he's either extremely, stupid, or he doesn't exist.
Okay. What would be the best argument from the other side? How would they explain this problem of suffering? What would be their best argument?
Oh, they say that we all come to Earth sinful, which I also don't understand. How can we be sinful? Especially a baby didn't do anything except breathe. If breathing or taking oxygen from Earth meaning a sin, then this is crazy. But I don't think people are sinful when they come to Earth. So they'll say that, okay, everyone is, from the moment they're born, they're sinful, and you need to pray God to clear your soul. I don't know exactly what it is, but yeah. Yet not every single, but majority of people who believe in it break hundreds of rules, but still like, oh, I don't want to go to hell after life, so I'll just pray and ask for forgiveness for all my sins. It's like, you sure? Yep, gotcha.
I think I've got one last question. If, and then you can ask me any questions, okay?
Yeah.
If tomorrow, everyone on the planet were to be aware that this claim is true, that God does not exist, how would that affect everyone? What would life be like if everyone knew this?
At first it would be a shock, and it would probably be a massive chaos in the world, because a lot of people are religious, and religion for some is like a massive part of their lives. So at first it would be a shock, but then and people probably will find something else to believe in. Like, people need to believe in something to have hope and faith. So maybe they'll believe in themselves. I hope so. But at least that, claim of that brainwashing, I feel like it is brainwashing for people to, spend their time. Firstly, one of the most important element of life is our time. We cannot buy time or health. They wouldn't spend time, their precious time, going to the churches and praying for something that's, not gonna help. It's mostly placebo, I feel like, as well. You feel better when you think you're doing the right thing and stuff. So people still believe in something, I guess, but it won't be something superficial and untrue, and yeah.
Okay. So what I heard there was that at first it might be a big shock. A lot of people believe, but you feel that eventually people need to believe in something. They need hope, so they might end up believing in themselves, for example.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Okay.
And also it will, I guess, lots of people will lose their jobs, which is, priests, all the churches and people who say that. There would be probably a little bit of a revolution, because those people who believe would not agree with that claim. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, assuming that they actually were presented with the evidence and they understood it and they agreed with the reasoning and they were fully convinced that there was no God, then there would be some adverse consequences in the short term, is what I'm hearing, basically.
Yes.
Yep. But in the long term, what I'm hearing is we would be better off.
I feel like we're going to be better off. We won't be investing money in something that's not true, scientifically. We'd rather put our energy, money, and attention and time into something that's progressing humanity rather than stagnating it or even regressing it.
Okay. We've unpacked a lot, and there's a lot to think about. Thank you. That was really good. You did really well. You did really well. Do you have any questions for me? Would you like to know my position?
Yeah, sure. What's your position?
So I'm probably very close to you. I'm just a smidgen off. I'm probably 99.8%. I always have a little bit of doubt. There might be something I don't know, but I'm very close to you. Particularly about the idea of the personal God as it's presented in the religions that we have. Yeah, I haven't seen
so many of them, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah, I just haven't seen a sufficiently reliable way to know what's true, and the methods that are presented to me seem very unreliable.
Yes.
Those methods could be used to believe one, they could believe the opposite. So I'm very close to you. There's also a little bit of wonder about whether we're in a simulation. Do I actually exist at all? There's these questions that I think about as well, which is that 0.1%.
Yeah, right.
But pretty close. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I'll give you a card, because I do this to just demonstrate that we can have these seemingly impossible conversations about things in a friendly way.
Yes.
So I have a YouTube channel and good conversations I put on there. Feel free to contact me, and if you ever want to talk about another claim, I'm here a lot. So you just send me a message and say, hey, I'm wondering about something. If you find this is helpful to...
So are you posting this somewhere, or...?
Yeah, I'll post it on YouTube, because this one was really good, actually.
Cool.
This is really good. So I'll post it on my YouTube
channel. My language probably wasn't as concise and clear, but I hope people...
Your language is excellent, because English is obviously your second language, because there's a bit of an accent there. It's amazing. It's perfect.
Thank you.
So yeah, thanks for that, and
nice to meet you.
keep in touch. Thank you. Bye-bye.